Yo, folks, what is going on? How is it going? How are we doing? Let's get situated here. How are we doing? All right, I think we're good. Trying to get this thing centered. What's going on? Wednesday, hump day, March the 24th, 2021, guys. Hope you're all doing well. Got a packed show, got a lot to get into. It's a happy Wednesday. We won both games last night. So kind of I don't know. This feels weird, right? I said that on the podcast this morning. It feels weird to come into a day where both of our teams won. It was a stress-free Tuesday night, which results in a very happy, positive Wednesday for us all. So I know we all appreciate that. We all love that. It's good to chat with you guys. Good to chat with you guys here on a Wednesday. Just bear with me while I fix. Okay, we're good. All right, cool. Your local sports talk. What's up? Travis Royal, Todd Smith listening today from Louisiana. Appreciate you, Todd. Hunter Young says Sanders is the truth. Indeed, he's a freak. He's a beast. Going to have a long, successful career in Columbia for sure. And probably beyond Columbia as well. Matthew Isaac, heck of a win last night. Baron Gaston says, what's up, Gamecock Nation? Welcome to the Sweet 16 and a great win over the Citadel. Eric Sullivan says, ladies win, baseball wins, great sports night for the Gamecocks. Yeah, like I said, it's not many times we get those stress-free nights as Gamecock fans. That's what we got last night, thank God. Guys, appreciate you all tuning in. Happy Wednesday. Before we go any further, I do want to tell you about our friends over at Flex Squad Fitness because the Daily Crow is presented to you by our friends at Flex Squad Fitness and CJ Profit, the man behind it all. He's been a certified personal trainer for 10 years. And guys, the reason CJ is so good at what he does is because he's been there, he's done that, he knows exactly what you're going through. He struggled with his own weight for many years until he eventually lost 85 pounds himself doing the exact same type of training that he currently does at the gym. And guys, at Flex Squad, they do one-on-one and small group training. Their programs make a mix of strength, high-intensity interval training, and endurance training. And guys, the goal is to not only help people look great on the outside, but more importantly, make them stronger and more confident on the inside. And again, guys, he's been there, he's done that. He knows what you're going through physically, mentally. He understands what it takes, understands the grind, understands when you're on that fitness journey, what you need to do. So he's going to be there with you every single step of the way. And again, I really think that's what separates CJ Profit and Flex Squad Fitness from all the rest, guys. The place changes people inside and out. You're not going to regret walking the door. You'll probably just wish you did it sooner. And guys, get this. They offer a free week for anyone who wants to try out their classes or 2 free one-on-one sessions to see what they're all about. Or guys, if you go there right now, tell them Chris from the Spurs Up Show sent you. You're going to get your first month free. Also, quick reminder, we are having on-site, on location at Flex Squad Fitness in Chapin, South Carolina. We're having a TSUS workout, TSUS workout this Saturday at Flex Squad Fitness in Chapin. Guys, it starts at 9:30 in the morning. If you are interested, please be sure to DM us so we can submit your name, so we can submit you to the class. But going to be a really, really good time. I thought it'd be a great way to get people out and about for some fellowship and get a good workout in and start your Saturday off on a positive note. But yeah, be sure to let me know. DM me if you're interested. But again, that's Flex Squad Fitness in Chapin, South Carolina. Really appreciate them. Appreciate CJ, everything he's doing in the Chapin area. And again, guys, if you're looking for a personal trainer, if you're looking to start that fitness journey and you're in the local area, Flex Squad Fitness in Chapin, South Carolina is the way to go. Again, that's our friends at Flex Squad Fitness. Be sure to check them out and tell them that Chris from the Spurs Up Show sent you. All right, let's get into it, Justin. Yeah, ass kicking. We're rocking. We are rocking all of the ass kicking chicken merch today. The ass kicking chicken merch is out and about, thriving here on a Wednesday, guys. Hope you're all doing well. How's your week going? Hope your week's going well as well. Right in the middle of the week, right at hump day. Been a very busy morning for yours truly. We got another busy day, packed day today. We've got a great interview a little bit later today. I'll go ahead and tell you guys since you guys are tuned in. Jason Barnes, former Gamecocks wide receiver. I'm chatting with him tonight. That'll be the conversation on tomorrow's podcast. So really excited for you guys to hear that. Jason obviously made a big impact during his time at South Carolina, making a big impact at Dutch Fork right now, coaching wide receivers. And yeah, really excited to chat with him later today. So let's get into your questions, comments, guys, everything else. The phone lines are open, 843-790-3377. That is 843-790-3377. Your local sports talk says great win for women's basketball. Yeah, Indeed. Dawn Staley and the ladies, man, they just keep on keeping on. And I'd say this to anybody, especially Ritter. I don't understand why anybody stresses or gets worried about Gamecocks women's basketball. There will be a time for stress. There will be a time for worry. Of course, they're going to play in the, once you get like the Elite Eight and the Final Four and all that, there's a time for that. But I just don't get. Like I said this morning on the podcast, I feel like this is what it feels like to be a Alabama football fan. Like I just don't worry. I just don't stress. Like I know they're going to take care of business. So, but yeah, a great win overall. Suffocating defense. You'll get a long way with that type of play. So let's see. John Will. I always see you commenting on Twitter, John Will. Good to see you in this chat. He says, Frank, ? Listen, I've been hearing things on both sides, but what I can tell you is this. This extended silence on the Frank Martin front is not a positive. I think anybody who's trying to spin it and say that this is a positive for his future in Columbia is just trying to convince themselves of something that is not true. I think that you're seeing this delay because I think South Carolina's trying to work out contract negotiations to get him out. I think they want him to take another job. I think that's another thing. Because again, listen, guys, think about it. If they wanted him back, if South Carolina was 110% behind Frank Martin and believed he was their guy and believed he was their head coach and they wanted him back, why would you have this long lull? Why would you have this extended silence? Why would you have this silence? It doesn't make any sense. So, which it's still crazy to me. I can't believe it. I really can't believe after this season with the COVID stuff that they're really entertaining it, not bringing him back. But that's just the scenario you're in right now. So, we'll see what happens. I know it's annoying. It's very annoying to me because I'm just ready to hear something at this point. But, we're all just sitting here waiting. Braden Tripp says, what time is pro day today? Honestly, man, I don't know, which I know that sounds crazy. That's not a great answer, but they didn't really release a time today. Yeah, they didn't really release a time. So, by the way, guys, sounds like George Pickens. I just got a text from my guy. Yeah, ACL injury. George Pickens tore his ACL. Wow, that's a huge blow for Georgia. That's unfortunate, man. I hate Georgia, but you really hate to see that. That's awful. That is awful, man. Let's see. Joshua Jenkins, Gamecocks baseball 1-0. Now need to win Now need to win at least 2 versus Florida. Yeah, you do. Terry Prosser, Sanders stuff last night was just plain nasty. He's filthy, man. He's filthy. Yeah, I think a guy it's going to be a big-time weekend arm for you in the future. Heck, maybe even this season. I thought a comment that really went under the radar from Mark Kingston last night after the game was when he said, he only threw 67 pitches in 5 innings, which will have him ready to go for Sunday. And I was thinking to myself, why specifically Sunday? Like, why are you trying to say? But so you never know. I mean, they may give Sanders a chance to start on the weekend. You never know. So Hunter Young starting to worry about Eister and a few others at the bottom of the lineup. I think there's a chance some new people get a chance if they continue to slump like Eister has. I think Eister's going to be fine. I know his batting average is floating around the 250 mark, and it's really surprising to me. I think he's way too good of a hitter to be swinging it like he is. But the bottom of the Gamecocks lineup, by the way, you speak of that. They actually were very impressive last night. Jeff Heinrich, Colin Burgess, and George Khalil, 7 through 9, went a combined 5 for 11 with 5 RBIs, guys. So I was actually very pleased with the bottom of the lineup. You need to see guys like Eister and Mendham. Those are the 2 guys you really need to see get going. But other than that, I was really encouraged with what I saw from the hitters, especially the bottom of your lineup. Again, those are the guys that really need to pick up the slack, in my opinion. So was really, really excited to see that. Let's see. Joshua Jenkins, Will Sanders will be a starter next year on the weekend. Brandon Jordan. Yeah, I mean, Brandon Jordan and Thomas Farr will be gone after this year. There's no question. They're both going to get drafted. In an extended draft last year, guys, they probably would have been gone after last year, believe it or not. So, yeah, we were very lucky to get Farr and Jordan back. I don't know if people realize how lucky we were to get them back, but we were very lucky. John Gibbs, what's going on? Been busy as hell, missed the past 2 shows. Glad to have you back, my friend. Glad to have you back. Let's see. Courtney Washington, what's going on? Heath Hagler says Muschamp bringing his luck to Georgia. Oh, yeah. Love to see it. Hope, pretty sure I heard you on the highlights from last night saying let's go after the 3 runs came in. I don't know if that was me or not, but I was fired up. Phil, what's going on, man? Elizabeth Ballard, so happy for the guys. I can't wait to be there Sunday. Yeah, I really looking forward to this weekend. Obviously, today I'll be doing my deep dive on Florida, and tomorrow's show will break down the series against the Gators and really dive deep into them and kind of talk about that series and everything. I'm excited for it. It's going to be a lot of fun. You know, you look at the weather; it's going to be a beautiful weekend for baseball, and you know, anytime South Carolina and Florida play, no matter the sport, you know, it's a big deal. But anytime they play in baseball and they play in Columbia, it's a lot of fun. So I'm very, very much so looking forward to it. Your local sports talk. Kamari Wilson, number 1 safety in the country. Gamecocks in the top 6. Indeed. Is that correct, your local sports talk? How did I miss that? Did he just post it? Kamari Wilson. Where did he post that? Where are you seeing that? Did he post it on Instagram? Come on, your local sports talk. Don't hold out on me. I mean, I see his offer list. I don't see his top 6 list. Saw it on 247. Yeah, I mean, that'd be a big-time pickup. We need some good defensive backs. That's for damn sure. So we need some big-time DBs. No disrespect to anybody on the roster, but we need to beef up that position big time. That's a position we need to flip. So, yeah, again, guys, taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. That is 843-790-3377. And, guys, like the sign behind me says, the number 1 rule when you're making content, I try to tell all of our contributors, all of our writers, don't be boring. The worst case scenario is not pissing someone off. The worst case scenario is being boring. People actually, I think, low-key like to get pissed off on social media. Like, I'm not even joking. I think people like to. You know what's kind of annoying me? And this is just so random, but, you know, I've got the college football revamp mod or whatever on the PlayStation, but there's not a good roster out right now. Like, there's just not a good roster. I'm sure Phil can empathize with me here. There's not a good roster out. All the rosters still have Colin Hill and Ryan Helinski on them, and it's just like, dude, like, give me an updated roster so we can start doing this damn dynasty thing. But we probably won't start doing the dynasty stuff until, I mean, it's going to be a couple months, probably July, you know, definitely in August. I want to do a dynasty series, and then I want to do a simulation series leading into kickoff. So I think that would be a great way to kill time over the summer. Joshua Jenkins. Or actually, let me go to RJ Kelly first. Who got hurt from Georgia? George Pickens, their star wide receiver, and I would probably argue their best player, if nothing else offensively, tore his ACL in practice. So, you know, again, I hate Georgia. Don't get me wrong, but you hate to hear of a young man that happening. That's just all. And spring practice, too. You know, that's why I tell you guys my number 1 goal for Carolina in spring practice, just don't get hurt. You just don't want to see anybody get hurt. That's my number 1 goal. So, Joshua Jenkins, hey, Chris, Carolina from ranked 16 to 25 in baseball with winning against the Citadel. And I hate to say this, but only 1 win against Florida. Do we drop out the top 25 or go up? Versus if we win 2. If we lose 2 out of 3, we're going to fall to the top 25 in D1 baseball. So, in my opinion, you got to win. You got to win to stay there. You know what I mean? So, but hey, you got a great opportunity to win 2 out of 3. I mean, you got them at home. I know Florida's a really, really good team, but you got them at home, and you're playing good baseball right now. And, again, with them having to come to Founders Park, and your pitching is going to give you a chance, I feel good about it. I do. I feel good about the opportunity. I'll have my official prediction Friday, because I don't know what I'm going to pick right now, to be honest with you guys. I really don't. But it should be a great series. I expect 3 great games for sure. Warren Montgomery, comment on TV about length of college baseball games. What are your thoughts on limiting number of pitchers that can be used in a game? I agree with – I heard the guys talking about it, that, the college game is growing right now, which is a positive. It's awesome. It's awesome. But, one of the things, and I know Major League Baseball has looked at this, and it's at every single level, is the length of games. How do they keep the games to a length that, will keep the casual fan, I guess, engaged, if you will? Because, again, what we saw last Wednesday against Davidson, that 4-hour shit, that's just awful. Yeah, it's terrible, right? However, you don't want to do anything to compromise the integrity of the game. And limiting the number of pitchers you can use in a game, that is compromising the integrity. Again, listen, I know fans don't love it. They don't love the Johnny Holstaff thing. But even, hey, look at last night. It was under a 3-hour game. So for the most part, you're not going to have a 4-hour game. You're not. I look at it this way, Warren. I don't think you should do anything outrageous to try to shorten the game, because here's the thing, Warren. People that don't like baseball are not going to like baseball if you shorten the game from a 3-hour average time to 2 hours and 45 minutes. It's not, you either like baseball or you don't. The things that need to happen to make baseball more appealing are kind of things we see at the college level. Guys that have like flair and have personalities, and like that's what I would say to the MLB level. Like, let guys let their hair down. Let them have personalities. Let them pimp home runs. Let them celebrate strikeouts. Like, let them do those things. You need to do a better job of promoting your big personalities. I mean, how is a guy like Mike Trout, probably the best pitcher in the majors and one of the greatest players of all time, and you never hear about him? I mean, the casual baseball fan wouldn't even know who Mike Trout was walking down the side of the street. That's your bigger issue. It's not making a robotic umpire or moving the length of the mound or increasing the size of the bases, like just stupid stuff like that. That's not going to make the casual fan like baseball. It's kind of, you either like baseball or you don't. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. You know what I mean? You either like it or you don't. So I know it's frustrating for fans in those midweek games when you see teams wanting to throw 9-10 pitchers, and I totally get it. But at the same time, again, you cannot do anything to compromise the integrity of the game. And if you start putting in, I think the rule in the majors is stupid. The 3-batter minimum rule. I think that's stupid. I think that's really dumb, honestly. But whatever. It is what it is. So, your local sports talk says, according to 247 Sports, between us, A&M, Miami, Florida, Alabama, and LSU. Yeah, that does not make me feel any better about our chances of getting him. So, Courtney Washington, Chris, has been reported if Jason Brown has made it to practice yet. I don't think so. I mean, the only reason he missed is because I think he was sick. So, I mean, I don't have any issues with, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. So, John Gibbs, leave that time alone. It's baseball, and if you don't like it or want to watch it, turn the channel. God, please leave it alone. Yeah, I don't think you're going to see like any wholesale changes to it or anything like that. So, Braden Tripp, did you just say Mike Trout's the greatest pitcher, or am I tripping? I think you're tripping. I said he's one of the greatest players in this generation. He's one of the greatest players in this generation. So, if I did say pitcher, I didn't mean that. One of the greatest players to ever play the game. I mean, Mike Trout, certainly. You look at the statistics, you look at the way he plays. He's one of the greatest players that ever stepped foot on a baseball field. Taylor says, I told you never to play Clark at catcher. Kingston, listen to me. Well, I mean, again, like I said, you're going to see Clark at catcher at some point. You have to. You can't have Colin Berg just catch every single game. So, let's see. Warren Montgomery says the cable networks need to offer more college baseball in their schedules. I agree with you 110%. I think college baseball is an extremely untapped market. Extremely untapped. Christopher Gaunt says, I think this weekend we're going to have a chance to win the series. Yeah, I think so too, man. I like I said, I haven't given my official prediction or anything, or, I'm doing, like I said, I'm doing my deep dive on Florida a little bit later today, and tomorrow's show will have a full, Florida series preview and all that good stuff. But, you get the Gators at home. Going to be a beautiful weekend for baseball at Founders Park. And I think you'll have as good a shot as any, to win that series. I do. I think you'll have an opportunity. No question. I expect 3 great games. I think, all 3 of your starters will keep you in every single game. I think your pitching, obviously, again, it speaks for itself what they've done. I think they'll keep you in every single game. The question's the bats. Will you be able to hit enough? Again, you're going to see Tommy Mace on Friday, who's another really, really good pitcher, who's a stud for them. And, the game plan Friday will be about limiting strikeouts, putting the ball in play, having tough at bats against another really high quality starter. So, Aaron Gibson, I think they should allow catcher and pitcher to wear earpiece connected to coach to cut down time of signs going from catcher to pitcher. I will say that is probably my biggest, or one of my biggest gripes in college baseball is, all these signs, they're doing the signs. And it's like, dude, there has got to be a more effective way. Because I can't believe these college pitching coaches that, I'm just a huge proponent. And, listen, the pitcher controls the tempo of the baseball game. He does. He's the guy with the ball in his hand. He controls the pace of the game, how quickly it moves along. And when you have a pitcher out there that's just taking forever, it makes the game damn near unwatchable. And it makes playing, your fielders start to get on their heels. They're more apt to make errors. They're not as locked in and engaged in the game. I can't believe these college pitching coaches cannot find a more effective tool to, keep their pitcher going. Get the ball, go. There's none of this, taking forever, right? Have a little pace, have a little tempo to the game. The game of baseball is a dance. It's a dance, right? It is a dance. Keep it moving. So, John Gibbs, football has already taken the kickoff return skills out of the game, so please leave baseball rules alone. It's a slow-paced sport and always will be. But it doesn't have to be slow-paced. I think that's even the wrong way to put it. I don't think it's slow-paced, but there is a tempo to the game. And it's not basketball. It's not even football. It's not this up. It's a strategy game. And again, I agree with you. Don't do anything to compromise the integrity of the game. I think that'd be a horrid move. And I don't think they'll do that. There'd be way too many pissed off baseball people. So Taylor says, could we see Heinrich at third this weekend? Yes, certainly. He swung it well last night. And I think Brennan Malone will still continue to get his opportunities in play. But the way Heinrich swung it, man, you'd feel he's probably going to get the start Friday. Without a doubt. Courtney Washington says UGA should still be the favorite odds to win the national championship. I cannot say I totally agree with you there. After you lose George Pickens, I don't know. The favorites, I don't know. That's tough. Guys, I don't know if you saw the post, by the way, but 4 years ago today, can you believe it's been 4 years Carolina beat Baylor to go to the Elite Eight? Isn't that crazy? 4 years ago today. Feels like it's been 40 years. By the way, side note, this is just a little personal life update. I don't know if you guys have ever done HelloFresh. By the way, this is just a completely shameless free plug for them. But I'm getting HelloFresh delivered today, and I cannot freaking wait. Their food, dude, their food is incredible. Their food is so good. Again, this is just a complete free plug for them. By the way, I want to show this piece off. Shout out to my guy, Patrick Davis. The Just a Big Old Cock? Wingo and his Yard Cocks, the guy that wrote that and made that, did that. We had him on the show a couple of months ago. He sent this to me in the mail for the studio. Shout out Patrick Davis. Incredible. You'll see it says Chris. If I can get it out of the light. Chris, here's to our Gamecocks, my brother. Better days ahead. Much love and go Cox. Shout out Patrick Davis. Again, awesome. We got the couch covers vinyl. This is wild. This is going to look so dope in the studio. So thank you, Patrick Davis, for that. Incredible stuff. Incredible stuff. We just continue to beef up the studio. And No, it's awesome. Really appreciate Patrick, man. He was awesome to have on the show, and his music's incredible, obviously. And of course, I know Gamecock fans really, really love his music, especially the Gamecock album. That's of course a must play on game days in the fall, an absolute must play. So really appreciate Patrick. Just want to show you guys that. Christopher Gaunt says, I think the next toughest game is Arkansas. What do you think? Yeah, I think that's your toughest series left on the schedule. That or Mississippi State for sure. Lance Player. Yeah, it is amazing. The HelloFresh stuff's great. John Gibbs, if we drop 2 against Florida, will you be worried as far as hitting? Our pitching is top notch and will keep us in the games, but hitting will have to improve. Moving on, even though we face the top arms in the country. I mean, hitting is probably going to be something you're going to be a little, I don't know if concerned is the right word, but you're going to be keeping an eye on the hitting all season long. Here's the thing, guys. In college baseball, this is not just a South Carolina thing. This is a college baseball thing. A lot of teams when you have good pitching, you have good pitching. It's hitting that comes and goes. So you're going to be, asking questions about the hitting going into every single weekend series. Every single series, we're going to say, is the hitting going to show up? We know the pitching will be there. Is the hitting going to show up? So, but I'll tell you this: if Carolina loses 2 or 3 to Florida, and I don't want to go ahead and make the assumption they're going to, but if you lose 2 or 3 to Florida, I'm not going to sit here and be worried and say, "Oh my God, season's over," whatever. You're not going to get that reaction from me, right? You're just not, because there's so much baseball left. But with that being said, I will tell you guys this. I think this is a huge opportunity. And I think to really get things going and build the momentum in SEC play, it would be huge to take 2 of 3 from Florida. Would be really, really big. Taylor says, I went to the game at Baylor, literally got in New York and had 30 minutes to get to Madison Square Garden. The taxi ride was a ride I will never forget. Yeah, for sure. That's awesome. Yeah, I didn't get. You know what's funny, man? During South Carolina's run, I was actually in LA. I was in Los Angeles on vacation. So, Joshua Jenkins, a bit early for this, but if we do make the regionals and we need more starters for pitchers, I think Thomas Farr, Brandon Jordan, Will Sanders, Brett Carey, and Bosnick. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, Andy Peters maybe too. I think Peters would be a good one. Justin, I got a life-size cocky cutout from when I worked at a grocery store. If you want it for the stew, I think it's still at my mom's. Justin, I would gladly take that. Yes, I would love that. If you're willing to give it, I will gladly put it in the studio, and I will give you a shout out and put it on social media and all that. And that goes for anybody, by the way. If you guys have any cool memorabilia items you think would look cool in the studio, or hey, I will take any contributions, any donations for the stew. If you guys have something you just want to give out of the kindness of your heart, like I said, I will, be forever grateful to you. I mean, honestly, seriously, I'm trying to beef up the studio and get as much cool Gamecock stuff and just memorabilia in here as I can. And so, yeah, I mean, that goes to anybody. If you have anything neat you guys think would be cool to have in the studio, be my guest. So let's see. Ritter, what's going on, Ritter? How are you, sir? Courtney Washington, people forgot when Ray won the national championship starting conference play 1-5. Yeah, I mean, it's true. It's, baseball is a long season, and, so I think we'll be all right either way. But yeah, definitely a big opportunity this weekend. There's no question. Huge opportunity. Again, guys, taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. The phone lines are open. I'm trying to find, information on Pro Day. I don't even know what time Pro Day is at. Let me see. Maybe this will tell me something. Um... 1 p.m. Okay. Pro Day is set to begin at 1 p.m. Okay. Gotcha. And I'm assuming there will be no media for it in regards to, like showing it on TV or even streaming it or anything like that. So whatever. Let's see. We got a text here. What up, Chris? Robbie Davis. What's up, Robbie? I think if this team hits its stride and really gets it going, all the other teams need to look out. And I would not be surprised if Marshawn Lloyd did not play in the spring game. Go Gamecocks. Always love your show, Robbie. Appreciate it. Yeah, I don't think there's any chance. I'd be highly surprised to see Marshawn Lloyd play in the spring game. There's no reason to push him. Courtney Washington. We're going to be back in basketball. We just need a little bit of patience. I love your positivity, Courtney, when it comes to the basketball program. Taylor, yes, this hat is on sale on the website, tsus.store. If you go down, I believe, to the bottom in collections, you'll see the Ass Kicking Chicken. Or if you just go to hats, it'll be there. But yeah, if you scroll down all the way to the bottom, go to Ass Kicking Chicken for the collection, you will see all of the Ass Kicking Chicken merchandise. So, yep, tsus.store. The hat is for sale. Adam Ritter, what players on the basketball team do you see transferring or leaving? I think Lawson's definitely gone. I've heard Keyshawn Bryant will be gone. Outside of that, I have no idea. Justin, I know. Justin, I know for a fact I have the Steve Spurrier cutouts in my room at her house. Cocky, she took to school for Spirit Week. The teacher beside her room is a Clem Sucks fan, so she trolled. Phil Harris, yeah, Patrick Davis is the man for sure. Ritter, why would Bryant leave the Gamecocks? No way he gets drafted. I've just heard he's going to go pro. Ritter, I don't know. Yeah, Taylor, Tavian Feaster is in town for pro day. That is correct. Joshua Jenkins, out of all 14 SEC teams, who has the best ballpark? Well, of course, I'm biased and want to say Founders Park, but realistically, it's got to be the dude at Mississippi State, man. I've never been, but you just look at that park. That park is insane. So, yeah. Ryan Brack, what's up, man? Christopher Gauntz, it will not get rained out Friday. The weather is going to be the weather's going to be nice. So I think it's going to rain early Friday, but no, it'll be a nice night at Founders Park. Joseph, personally, I love Arkansas baseball field during those super regionals. Yeah, Baum is awesome, but I think the dude at Mississippi State's got to take the cake when it comes to the ballparks. It's got to. Courtney Washington is the reason I'm so positive you can't judge them with 7 weeks out of practice and 2 practice days before playing again. That's not going to cut it with the way the SEC is built now. Well, apparently Bob Caslen disagrees with you because obviously he wants Frank Martin out. So apparently not everybody agrees. I don't know. Elizabeth Ballard, I feel like Khalil seems to be getting a little more comfortable to play. He has looked better. Over the last couple of weeks, which is big. I mean, we don't need Khalil. I mean, I'd take it. I'd love to see him hit 300, but we don't even need Khalil to hit 300. I just need him to not be an automatic out in the 9-hole. That's the biggest thing. You just can't be an automatic out down there. So, yeah. So I definitely do like what I've seen from Khalil of late. Let's see. Joshua Jenkins, got to give Malone more chances. I agree. I think Malone needs to continue to have chances. I do agree with you. Dusty803 says, in my opinion, I would not let the early opt-outs participate in the Carolina Pro Day. If you're that confident, have your own Pro Day. Well, I mean, it's about putting your pride aside and letting bygones be bygones and welcoming those guys back. I know fans have their opinions on J.C. Horn, Israel McQuamu, and these guys. I mean, listen, at some point you got to put down your pitchforks and just let bygones be bygones, like I said, and be the bigger person and say, you know what, we're going to welcome you back. You're a Gamecock either way. You sacrifice blood, sweat, and tears for this program, so we're going to let you back and do your thing. You got to do that. So, Joshua Jenkins' main goal is just to put the ball in play. Indeed. You put the ball in play, good things will happen. Phil Harris is still waiting on that Ray Tanner statue in front of Founders. I think that's not going to come until after he's gone, Phil. Jacob Lee, do you think they start sharing Sunday starts between Bosnick and Sanders? I don't know. I really didn't think they'd bail on Bosnick this quickly, but I'll be honest with you, man. Like, Will Sanders is made to pitch on the weekend. He just is. I mean, we're talking about a righty that, like I said, throwing an effortless 94 to 96. And the breaking stuff is good, and he has a plus changeup. And yes, he's a true freshman, and there will be growing pains, but that dude is cut out to be a weekend starter. Bottom line. And you think to yourself, how are we going to get the most out of this kid? It might be starting him on the weekend, man. It really might. I mean, so it will not shock me at all. It will not shock me at all to see Sanders get that opportunity. Because, again, I thought a really underrated comment, and again, I'm sure not all of you tune in and listen to what, Kingston, the guys say after these games. But something Kingston said I thought was really, really interesting was when he said, the positive about tonight is that Will Sanders threw 5 innings, but he only threw 67 pitches, which means he'll be ready to go if we want to use him Sunday, which made me kind of raise an eyebrow. Like, why specifically Sunday? Are you talking about starting him Sunday? Like, what do you mean? So I don't know. I mean, are they going to maybe give him the opportunity this Sunday? I have no idea, man. We'll have to wait and see. But, I mean, the kid's just got undeniable talent. He's got undeniable talent, and the stuff is just what jumps out at you. The stuff is there. Again, he's a freshman, and he's going to have to learn how to navigate the SEC and pitch against the best hitters in college baseball. But the stuff is just undeniable, dude. It just is. So hard to ignore. Jacob Lee says, I like Bosnick, but Sanders is a stud when he's comfortable. Yeah, again. Yeah, I mean, the stuff, the stuff's there, man. And I still like Bosnick. I think Bosnick can be a really, really good player for you. But, yeah, you look at Will Sanders, man, he has all the makings of a big-time pitcher in the SEC. No question. Absolutely no question. Again, guys, taking your questions, comments, calls, 843 790-3377. That is 843-790-3377. Phil says, Chris, are you definitely going to the baseball games at LSU? The only thing I'm trying to figure out right now is tickets, getting tickets for that series. The flight's no problem. It's like a $250 flight or something like that to Baton Rouge. And like I said, my sister lives down there, so my lodging is free. Just figuring out tickets right now. I got to talk to her about that. But yeah, the plan's to go. I really want to go. I guess that's coming up in a couple of weeks. Yeah, the plan is to go. The plan is definitely to go. So let me see. You know what I really miss is my SeatGeek partnership. And it's like, I don't know, they just like, SeatGeek just fell off the map, man. I don't know what happened. Yeah, I mean, dude, right now I'm looking the Thursday game for South Carolina LSU. The tickets are $86. I mean, the tickets Friday are $58, and the tickets Saturday are $61. So I'm trying to see if my sister maybe knows somebody or has like a connect of some sort. Because the last thing I want to do is spend $300 whatever dollars on baseball tickets. That's insane. Robbie Davis says, I was just wondering, besides the transfers at wide receiver, who are you most excited about at wide receiver? I mean, I said Xavier Legette last year, and that didn't really pan out. I mean, I definitely say, I'm just excited to see the development of all the guys we've had on the roster that we've wondered, are they good? I mean, what's the deal? What's the issue with them? I'm excited to see, do we get the most out of these guys? Was there really a lot of talent the last coaching staff just did not get out of them? Let's jump to the phone lines real quick. Hey, Phil, what's up, man?
Brett, how you doing, man?
I'm pretty good. Pretty good. Just hanging out.
Same here. I just wanted to take over the show for about 5 minutes and do the Rugby Up show.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Go right ahead.
So I misspoke a little bit yesterday. You know, the bright lights of the Daily Crow got me a little nervous. So if a try is 5 points, there's a conversion kick almost every time after a try. There's a new law that's in place only in Major League Rugby. I'll get to that a little bit later. But after the try, there's a conversion kick that takes place. Your best kicker is supposed to kick it, but it has to be from the angle of where you touch the ball down. So it's not an easy 2 points, just, you know, like American football is for the extra point. You actually have to angle the kick, the ball through the uprights.
Gotcha.
The drop goal is, in fact, 3 points, and the penalty kick is 3 points as well. So I did mention yesterday that there's 15 players per team. It's divided up into two denominations, if you will. We've got the forwards, which is 1 through 8. And these are like your offensive lineman looking guys, like tight ends, fullback, stronger, not as fast, but ready to get rough. They're the ones that normally win the rucks and protect to make sure that you continue to have possession of the ball. They're also the ones in the scrum, if you've seen that take place. Now, 9 through 15 are the back. These are the faster guys. They're like wide receivers, just the quicker, more flashy with the ball. They're the ones that you're trying to get the ball to score the tries for the most part. I mean, a lot of forwards do like to score tries, and there's set pieces that take place where the forwards can score tries. But mainly what you want to see as someone that's watching the game is get the ball into the hands of the fastest guys and see what happens. Rugby, just like other sports, is all about trying to exploit space. If there's space available, try to make the most of it to score. So that's what takes place. There's a lot of set pieces that go on to try to make sure that there's an overload because there's so many people on the field, 15 on 15 at the same time. There's not a lot of opportunity to find space. So they're always trying to probe each other to try to figure out where is the space available and how can we exploit it to score a try. There is kicking. Now, everybody, I think anybody casually might know anything about rugby. If they know anything, it's you have to pass it backwards. You can't throw it forwards.
Gotcha.
So you have to pass it backwards. You can throw it laterally to someone, but if it goes forward, that's a penalty. You can kick it forwards, though. So unlike American football, and this drives me crazy about American football, the kicker trots out onto the field only at certain times. They have no skill other than, for the most part, now some of these guys can be athletes, but for the most part, they just kick and then run off the field. Same thing with a punter, right? Well, in rugby, mostly the kickers are the backs. They're the most skilled guys with the ball in their hands, but they also can kick. And they're also responsible for fielding a lot of the kicks that are coming from the other team to get under the ball and make sure it's caught and your position continues with your team. So there's pretty much 10 through 15, anybody can really kick. Number 9 also kicks in a specific type of role. They're kind of like the quarterback number 9. They're actually some of the smallest guys on the field in terms of height. But they're responsible for distributing the ball after a ruck. Right. A ruck is when there's a breakdown where you get tackled, you have to release the ball, the tackler has to release you. But that creates a situation where the other team, if they don't have the ball, they can try to gain possession when the ball is released from the team that got tackled. So that sounds a little complicated, but it's a great sport. Anybody that's listening to me right now, watch a MLR game this weekend. Like I said, FS2 has a game on, I want to say Sunday. I'll double check on that and get back to you tomorrow on that. But they're playing a national game on Sunday. If you've never given rugby a try, give it a try this weekend. Hey, take a chance. Columbus did, okay? And look how that turned out.
Love it. Love it. Yeah, definitely. Well, definitely, man. We'll have to tune in. Everybody listen to Phil. Tune in. If nothing else, you're going to have to if nothing else, you're going to have to keep us updated with this. No, you've committed now. You are 100% committed.
Yeah, absolutely. Every day I'm calling it.
I love it, Phil. I love it. I love it.
All right. Go Cox.
All right, go Cox. Appreciate it, Phil. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff as always. Great stuff there. Again, guys, 843-790-3377. I'm just looking at the college baseball schedule for today, see what good games are on. You got Lafayette, Kansas at 3:30. Little Arkansas, Memphis at 4 o'clock. Little Florida State, UCF at 6. Pretty good. Let's see. Mississippi State, North Alabama at 7. For those who, dude, I still have ESPN Plus from watching the South Carolina Citadel game that one time. I need to cancel that probably. So. Let's see. Again, guys, taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. Let's see. Ryan Cawthon says Brown from Georgia Tech's probably the best on the roster. You're talking wide receivers. Yeah, I agree with you. I think Amarian Brown is going to be a stud. Going to be an absolute stud. Tommy McClellan says Phil is bordering on breaking number one rule. No. We love the rugby talk. We love the rugby talk. Let's see. Scott Stamey, what's going on? Travis Honeycutt, what's up? Ryan Brack, kind of have to watch at this point. Yeah. No, I got to catch a game too, man. I haven't done so yet. Got to catch a game. I got to catch a game, no doubt. John Gibbs, here we go. This is the unfailing, without fail, this is I feel like I've heard this the past 4 off seasons. John Gibbs says, if Ortre can get in shape and stay healthy, he'll be our outside wide receiver. Dude, that is the biggest if in the history of the world. The biggest if ever. The biggest if ever. So I like Ortre, man. I hope he gets healthy and pans out and does all that. So I'm sorry, but I hope Ortre pans out. I've sold all my Ortre Smith stock. Like until he gets healthy, can actually get on the field and make an impact. I'm not going into a season hyping up Ortre Smith. Like I'm just not doing. I'm sorry. I'm just not doing it. Nothing against him, but I'm in total show me mode with Ortre Smith. So. Tyrell Campbell Sr., do you think Amarion's going to be better than EJ? I think EJ is probably going to play tight end. I think that's the thing. I think Amarian Brown's going to be the best wide receiver on the roster. I think he's like a Deebo Samuel 2.0. Dude, the guy balled at Georgia Tech. So I think that's going to be the case. Jay Morris, you ever thought about having the guys from over at Gamecock Live on the show to talk a little bit of Carolina football? And I'm assuming you're talking about the Gamecock Central guys, correct, Jay? And if you are, listen, think those guys do a great job, and I'd be more than happy to talk Carolina football. Let me just put it to you this way, and again, this is no disrespect to them or anybody else or any other outlet, and I think they probably agree with this. First thing, I don't think they're the biggest fans of me or what I do, which is totally fine because most of the media guys in this market aren't. I'm just in a completely different lane than those guys, man. Just in a completely different lane, and they view me as competition, which is totally fine. I mean, again, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I'm not competing against anybody other than myself. But I'd be down. I'd be down to thought ball. Absolutely. Is that something that I think is going to happen? Probably not. So probably not. Taylor says Orche was a god in that La Tech game. I don't think he'll ever be the same. Yeah, I mean, just health, man. It's unfortunate, but his health, I don't know if his health will ever get back to that. So Phil Harris says Charlotte has been a horror show for Carolina baseball. Yeah, we have not played well in that stadium for whatever reason. I have no clue. So, but nah, Jay, I mean, no, listen, I got nothing but love for all the other outlets, Gamecock Central, the Big Spur, the State, the Athletic. I mean, they all have their roles, you know what I mean? And that's, but I would say what I do is I'm in my own lane. Like I don't fall into the box they're in or any box for that matter. I try to be outside of the box on everything. But I mean, yeah, I mean, I got no ill will or distaste for those guys or anything, you know what I mean? So, but let's call a spade a spade. I mean, those media guys have not been, it hasn't been a great relationship. And I know for a fact from other people that I've talked to that are in media that there are a lot of those guys that do not care for me, that don't like me, that let me just put it this way. We're not going to drink a beer together. You know what I mean? So, but I got no ill will towards anybody, man. I wish everybody the best. And there's a lot of people that do really, really good jobs in the Columbia media market. And yeah, so there's enough room for everybody to talk Gamecocks and make a positive impact. So I think we'll all continue to do that for sure. So let's see. Stay away from Tiger Phil. Yeah, I just think for a lot of those, a guy like Phil, you'd never see Phil Kornblue on my show, man. And it's nothing against Phil, but again, a lot of these other outlets, they're traditional media, very like by the book, and I mean that's just not how we are, man. We're very, just kind of do our thing, thinking outside of the box, a little rough around the edges. We have a lot of fun with it, you know what I'm saying? We don't try to pretend to be anything we're not. And I mean, like I said, guys, I literally have shirts that say media and insider in quotation marks. So that kind of tells you everything you need to know, honestly. John Gibbs, he just has the body and figure of Alshon, and I agree with the prove me wrong mindset, but if he can have some luck with everything else get right, I truly think he could be a stud. A lot has to happen. Again, I just say, John, be a part of being a good athlete is the ability to stay healthy. And he just has not been able to do that, and also, he had a promising freshman year. And I think he had a freshman year that, a lot of us sat down and said, man, like this dude could be something special. But I mean, it's been 3 years, it's been literally 4 years since then. It's been 4 years. At some point you just are who you are. And he is an injury prone guy. So, Robbie, I appreciate the support, man. Robbie Davis texting in. Travis Honeycutt, what do you think about J.C. Horn being the best defensive player going into the draft? I mean, he's confident. He should be confident. Obviously, he's a really quality player, and I knew that comment would get a lot of Gamecock fans going, but I mean, it's debatable. Certainly a debatable thing, but what do you expect, man? He's confident. He's Joe Horn's son. Of course, he's going to be confident. But anyways, guys, taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. How about Gamecock Athletics having their own podcast? Isn't that interesting? The podcast was Ray Tanner and Shane Beamer. Like, very interesting. Huh. Justin, appreciate the love and support, man. Again, I would put it to you this way. Again, I think there's all the outlets that cover the Gamecocks do a really, really good job. And, I would certainly say that we are probably the most cutting edge, rough around the edges. I've always just prided myself on being myself and giving my opinion, whether that's going to hurt people's feelings or it's going to make people happy or, I just give my honest opinion. I don't hold anything back and which I actually like when people don't like me because the content that we make, like my style, it's not made for everyone. Everyone shouldn't like me. But again, number one rule behind me, just don't be boring. The worst case scenario is not being disliked. The worst case scenario is being boring. It's being boring. So we really try to, I really try to, and I believe that we're in our own lane. We do our own thing. We're unlike, that there's no other outlet doing what we do. Bottom line, I would I feel very confident saying that. There's no other outlet that does what we do, that presents the information and gives cutting edge opinion and has former Gamecocks on and all that stuff the way that we do. So I'm very confident what we do. And, I love doing it. There's a lot of passion behind it too, which I think makes it stand out. But again, credit to all the Gamecock, media out there. They do a good job covering the Gamecocks, and there's enough room for everybody to win. I've always thought that. I thought that since the very beginning when people ask me, Chris, but there's already Gamecock Central. There's already the Big Spur. How are you going to? I'm like, there is enough room for everyone to win. As long as you're interesting, you're also informative, but you're very entertaining and interesting, you can make it happen. And that's just kind of the way I've always operated. So Dusty says, I wouldn't be surprised to see the Gamecock offense using 2 tight ends a lot this year. Yeah, I agree. It's just all about getting your best players on the field, man. Getting as many unique looks as possible, but also getting your best athletes and your best players on the field. John Gibbs, I'm most excited to see the new offensive system Beamer has brought to us. Once recruits and players see the change, that will bring more talent here because we'll actually be exciting to play for. Yeah. Ram Renovations, you keep it real. That's the truth. I appreciate it, man. That's all I want to do. That's all I want to do, man. Tom McClellan, cool thing is you keep it real and do not bullshit. I appreciate that. I mean, I don't know any other way to be, man. I don't know any other way to be. Aaron Gibson, you need a Love Your Brother shirt. Are you talking about because the Wes Clark Instagram post? Is that what you're talking about? Is that what you're talking about? So, yeah, it's. I'll tell you this, man. As far as my, it's funny. I could, I could create a whole separate podcast and spend entire shows talking about my dealings and interactions with USC media and USC specifically and things that have happened. Again, you guys, there's a lot that you guys don't even know. But it's all been a part of the journey, and it's been one hell of a ride. And it's those little spats and those little jabs and those little back and forths of the media of just is what it is, man. It's just been part of the journey. So it's been a lot of fun, and I think it's going to continue to be a lot of fun. So I think at this point, though, USC media does their thing, and I'm doing something just completely different. You know what I mean? That's why when people ask me, oh, what about, do you want to get credentials? No, I don't. I don't want USC's muzzle on my face. You know what I mean? I don't want that. Just to be totally honest, that's what media credentials are. If you really want to know, they're a muzzle. They entice you with, oh, we're going to give you this access. But I mean, guys, do you really think that I could sit there with credentials and say Fire Muschamp? Do you really think I could sit there with credentials and give half of the opinions I give? No, there's no way. There's no way I could. There's no way. So, and I mean, the beautiful thing is this: I can write off tickets as a business expense. So why do I care about the access they give? I don't give a shit. And all the press conferences, they put them on damn YouTube anyway. So what's the point? You know what I mean? So it's all good. Obviously got love for USC. I mean, I'm a fan first, so I got love for USC, and I'd love to work with USC in some capacity at some point where it's like, hey, like, let's let bygones be bygones and be cool. And I'm not saying we're not cool or anything, but you guys know what I mean. So, but again, it's been one hell of a ride. It's been one hell of a ride. It's hilarious. A lot of it has been hilarious, to be honest, when you like really think back on it and look at it and laugh, and you're just like, man, like it's wild. It's wild and it's flattering, the waves we've been able to make. But again, I appreciate you guys rocking with us. You guys are what make this what it is. So again, thank you all so much. But yeah, man, a great Wednesday. Quick reminder, if you haven't done so, check out the podcast that dropped this morning, episode 407, breaking down the win against the Citadel last night. Also talking Gamecocks women's basketball. Congratulations, Dawn Staley and company, advancing to their 7th straight Sweet 16. So awesome stuff. The ladies just keep on keeping on, taking on Georgia Tech this weekend, which, let's see, women's tournament schedule. Do they have the date set for that yet? Is it Saturday or Sunday that they play, or do they play Friday? Saturday. Okay, so we're either going to play Saturday or Sunday. I don't know if it's been officially announced date or time, but yeah, they'll play on Saturday or Sunday. So again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Again, like I said, check out the podcast if you have not. Stay tuned for all the content today. Of course, we'll be live again for the Daily Crow tomorrow and Friday. But anyways, other than that, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great rest of your Wednesday, and we'll talk tomorrow, guys. Thanks so much.